What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for joining us here on the Art Channel. If you guys are enjoying these videos, if you're enjoying this video, please give it a like and please subscribe for more art videos. So today I wanted to do two separate things just kind of related to the art topic. You know, we've been doing a lot of speed paintings lately, but I thought today maybe we just do like a little art vlog in the studio. I want to talk a little bit about some unfinished paintings, some sort of paintings in the process, and why you should, keep unfinished ugly paintings perhaps in the studio so that you can perhaps keep working on them or just practice on them in general. Even if they don't look good, you can actually get a lot out of unfinished painting. The second thing I want to talk about is just a couple different art products that might help your art process. Maybe you're new to oil painting, maybe you're new to art in general. So let's get this video started. So let's talk a little bit about art products. Now, a lot of people say, they complain with oil paints, it takes too long to dry. How do you get the paint to dry faster? It all depends on the style of paint, but if you want the style of your painting, if you use, like in your underlying layers, if you use odorless mineral spirits, that will help your paintings to dry dramatically within reason. But if you want it to dry even faster than that, then you've got to use this little baby called Liquin. Can you guys see that? It's called Liquin Original. It's really, really good. It's very, very fumy. It stinks to high heaven. It smells like almost like gasoline or something. I kind of like the smell of it, but it's very, very strong. So if you don't, if you can't handle strong smells, I don't recommend getting this. They do have less smelly. I already got oil paint on my hand here somehow. They do have less, they have stuff called Galkyd gels, which is kind of like this, but less smelly basically. So you can get like a Galkyd gel, they call them. They're like non-toxic little oil paint gels that you mix to your paints to make them dry faster. But I kind of like the smell of Liquin. I love the consistency of it, and it basically makes your paint dry overnight, which is amazing. The second thing I want to talk to you guys about is this Terpenoid natural brush cleaner. Now, I just got this the other day at AC Moore. I've never actually tried an actual brush cleaner, but I'm so glad that I actually did, because this is really helping. It'll help you to preserve your brushes. It will help you to, it's just good for your brushes, you know what I mean? It's so important to keep your brushes in good shape. And even if your brushes are really old, maybe they're, you're getting ready to throw them out, make sure you give this a try before you throw out all your brushes, because it's really good. A little bit information about it: non-toxic, non-flammable oil paint cleaner and brush cleaner. Some instruction on here. Extraordinary brush cleaner with conditions as it cleans. Yeah, it's like a conditioner. You can see the brushes like going from really old to really new again. It's really awesome. Removing hard dried paint, rinse with clear water. So non-toxic. It's got a nice little interesting sweet smell. So the third thing I want to just tell you guys a little bit about is acrylic gesso. Now, this is something that you can put in your sketchbook as an underlying layer so that you can paint oil paint or acrylics onto actual paper. Make sure, if you are going to paint on paper, make sure you just add this gesso onto it. It's basically just like plaster of Paris kind of. You can add this to your canvases. I actually put it on a bunch of my canvases recently just to sort of smoothen out the texture of the canvases. Sometimes when you buy the canvases, they're kind of rough. They've got the, it's good to have a little bit of texture, but if you want a little bit of smoother, if you don't like a lot of texture on your paintings, you can use this gesso, which is really, really good for that. And the fourth thing I want to talk about is walnut oil. I actually have a more old bottle here, and I'm using every last little drop. I just wanted to show you guys the new bottle. This is a slow drying medium. It's almost like linseed oil. I'm sure a lot of you artistic people out there have heard of linseed oil at least. Basically slows the drying, but it's good for glazing because it makes the paint more glossy. It's kind of like Liquin, only it does the opposite, and this is actually non-toxic. The reason why I use walnut oil instead of linseed oil is because linseed oil supposedly makes your paintings yellow over time. So I hope you guys enjoyed that little interesting product sort of review. I'm not sponsored by any of these products yet. Hopefully in the future I will be. So let's get into the second part of this video. Interesting unfinished paintings that maybe you don't like them, maybe you just can't get them right, maybe they're just kind of sitting there staring at you and you're thinking about throwing them out. It's good to surround yourself with unfinished paintings sometimes because you can sort of study them over long periods of time. Some of you guys might remember some of these paintings from my earlier videos. This is a portrait that I was working on that I never really finished. This was just kind of like the underlying dead color layer, but as you can see, I actually went over it with like a burnt sienna type of scumble just to sort of practice, just to see what kind of effect I would get, with that blue background underneath. And I think it's a really cool portrait, like even if it's unfinished, even if it just looks weird, I think it's cool. I think maybe there's some reason why I haven't thrown it out. This is another really, really cool portrait. I just kind of messed up on the nose. But I actually think it looks really cool. I painted it in a really, really thick, like alla prima, all-in-one-go style. And I really, really like it. I just kind of messed up on the nose, but it's actually not too bad. If you actually look at it, you can see how heavy I went on the, the paint textures. She's got this amazing texture in her hair. I think it's actually pretty good. I think I might actually maybe call it done, even though it just looks kind of strange, but there's so much beauty in this portrait, if you look at the eyes, and I love how the green background just kind of makes it all come together. And I'm actually working with some different techniques now than I was on that actual painting. I'm trying to take my time more with my paintings, kind of like we did with this portrait here in the background. I'm actually working on this landscape. I'll show you guys this. This is a landscape that I did out in the open air. It actually looks pretty cool on camera. It's a little baby-fied, it's a little amateurish looking, but I think it's kind of neat. I like, it's not necessarily a great painting, but I think it was a good little landscape study of trees and the fence, and a little, house back there. So it's pretty cool. I did this actually out on my balcony, I meant to tell you guys. So if you guys like any of these paintings, let me know. If you guys want to buy any of these paintings, let me know. Here's another little interesting portrait study that I did that I just never really finished or went back to. And I think a lot of times as artists, we've set a painting aside or we set a drawing aside with the intention of finishing it. But sometimes you don't really need to go back and do anything. There's just no reason to. And I tried some different techniques on this one as well. I thought some of the facial features were just a little too sort of outlined and such, so I'm trying to get better at that. But I think overall it has a nice little quality to it. I like the background, I like the mood, I like the sensuality, sort of the sexiness of the painting. So that's kind of an interesting painting, and I like these paintings, even though they're kind of not my best, I still find some beauty in them. And this is another interesting painting. I know a lot of you guys have seen this in some of my old vlogs. This is a painting that I started and it was going really, really well. For some reason I just never got back to it and never finished it. I plan on finishing it, or maybe I'll just start a new version of it. But this was inspired by like the Venus of Urbino by Titian, or some of Courbet stuff, Lucian Freud influence on this as well. Botticelli, Picasso, Modigliani especially, stuff like that, the sensual sort of, female, which I really enjoy painting. I like the facial features, it's definitely going in a great direction. I don't know why, I just can't buckle down and finish it for some reason. So let's talk about the painting that's in the background of this video right now. A little landscape study that we're working on. Let me know what you guys think of it. It's not anywhere near done. I still have to add more details and more shading and stuff. But, not too bad for a beach landscape, I guess you could say. I like the clouds. I really like the color, just the style of the colors that I did. And I think that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you for subscribing. Make sure you guys hit me up on Instagram at Andrew Marlowe Artist, and we will see you guys in the next video. So just a quick update, actually, before I end this video. I actually ended up finishing this portrait, and I just really fell in love with it all over again after making that video. I just kind of touched up the hair, added a little bit to the nose, fixed up the shape of the nose, put some highlights on the eyes, and I put her little moon tattoo that she had on her neck. I'll go ahead and show you guys the reference photo that I actually used. The only thing I didn't add was the flowers, because I I don't know, I just wanted it to stand alone by itself. But I don't know, the flowers might actually be a nice little touch. But anyway, so yeah, I kind of finished that. So let me know if you guys like it.